Hello, good day everyone. My name is Warley Junior Dimalaay from Cavite City University, Cavite City Campus. And today, I will be discussing to you about the canonical authors from the regions. But before that, let me present to you the presentation outline for today's discussion. First, we will be starting with the prayer. The next one is the greetings, pretest, motivational activity, objectives, discussion, generalization, evaluation, and then the post-test. But before we start with the other agenda, let's start with a prayer that will be presented or will be led by Miss Janine Villena. Janine.
Yes, sir. Dear Lord and Father of all, thank you for today. Thank you for ways in which you provide for us all. For your protection and love, we thank you. Help us to focus our hearts and minds now on what we are about to learn. Inspire us by your Holy Spirit as we listen and write. Guide us by your eternal light as we discover more about the world around us. We ask all this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Okay, thank you, Janine. So, some of the students here I already know with Miss Crystal Dadwa, Miss Princess Martinez, Miss Janine Rose Villena, and Miss Mariel Contapal. So before we proceed to our discussion, so I will um, I will greet you guys with a pleasant day. So how are you? How is the life, everyone?
I am stressor.
Yeah, this past week, this past days, or even a month, we have experienced a lot of stress, and I know we tend to like break down. We tend to have our fears, but I know that we could do this. We could able to uplift ourselves. We should believe in ourselves no matter what happened. Just take it easy. Just take your time. Don't pressure yourself. Don't stress yourself. Make the most of the time as like live life to the fullest. So that's it. So next is before we proceed, so let's go with the pre-test. This is to ensure that um, to test your knowledge from the past topic. So this is not like something like you should be correct, but it is a matter of if you are correct or wrong, it's okay as long as you answered. So for the direction, take time to read and analyze the questions carefully. Choose the letter that corresponds to the correct answer. So I want you guys to if you want to answer the question, kindly unmute yourself. So I will be reading the question twice. So are you ready? If you are ready, then I will ask the question. Number one, what is meant by the term canonical author? Again, what is meant by the term canonical author? Excuse me. A, authors that are mainly concerned about the topic war. B, authors who are not recognized. C, writers during the colonial period. D, highly respected literary authors.
Letter A, sir.
Thank you for that answer, Miss Mariel. But the correct answer of number one is authors, um, highly respected literary authors. So, which means to say that um, this thank you for your answer. Thank you for participating, Miss Mariel. So, the correct answer is it is the highly respected literary authors. Next one for number two. How many regions do the Philippines have?
Di po. Sir.
Okay, thank you, Miss Janine. Yes, in our region here in the Philippines, it has a total of 17 regions. And thank you for your answer, Miss Janine. And you are correct. Well done. For the third is this island were literature as the birthplace of hybrid forms, particularly in the Romance novels, where old patterns such as corrido are combined with modern trends and genres, most of which portray socio-economic concern. So what specific island is this? Is it letter A, Luzon? Is it letter B, Cebu? Or letter C, Visayas? Or letter D, Mindanao? So Miss Martinez raised her hand. So Miss Martinez,
Letter A po, sir.
thank you for your answer, Miss Martinez. But the correct answer of that is letter B, Cebu. So the Cebu is the birthplace of hybrid forms, particularly in the Romance novels, because they are um, into that, where all patterns such as corridor are combined. So the island that is a hybrid birthplace of that is letter B, Cebu. So thank you again, Miss Martinez, for your participation. For the number four, who is the notable and award-winning works are the poetry collection Umanun na Gugma, which means love of rural folks. The Hiligaynon short tale, Lereo, and the screenplay Biyong. Who is this? Is it Jose Garcia Villa? Letter B, is it Ramon Elm Bozones? Or is it letter C, Peter Soles Neri? Or is it letter D, Virgilio Almario? Yes, Miss Martinez?
Letter C.
Yes, you are correct. Very good. Well done, Miss Martinez. The correct answer of that is letter C, Mr. Peter Solis Neri. He is the notable and award-winning works are the poetry collection, which has a Manon na Gugma, and also the Hiligaynon short tale. So for the last question, what type of literature is most prominent in the Visayas? Again, what type of literature is most prominent in the Visayas? Is it A, nonfiction? Is it B, poetry? Is it letter C, drama? Or is it letter D, novels? Yes, Miss Janine, you raised your hand.
C po.
Again,
Letter C.
well, thank you for the answer, Miss Janine. But the correct answer of that is letter D, which is novel. As I've said a while ago, Cebu or the Visayas has its they are into like um, romance novels. So the correct answer is novels. So thank you again, guys. So next is the motivational activity. So you will be guessing who is the person. So direction. Analyze the person in the picture. After you will analyze, you will choose from the choices of who is that person. The first who can raise his or her hand will be the one to answer. Lastly, the player who got the highest guessing will be rewarded. So the reward will be secret. So so for the first, this author, this author, she is recognized as a contemporary writer of Tagalog fiction. This prominent Filipino female novelist from Tondo, Manila is also well known for her screenwriting profession. Well, with film adaptation of several of her works, which includes Dekada 70 and Bata Bata, Paano Ka Ginawa? Is it A, Luanhati Torres Bautista? Is it letter B, Merly Alunan? Or is it letter C, Merna Pinarenes? Yes, Miss Crystal Ann Dadwa.
I believe, sir, it is letter A.
Yes. Let's see if you are correct, Miss Dadwa. Yes, you are correct. The author of that is Miss Lualhati Torres Bautista. Well done, Miss Crystal Ann Dadwa. For the next picture, he is the author of several best-selling books including ABN, KKBS, and PLA Ako. Bakit baliktad pagbasa ng libro ang mga Pilipino? Ang alamat ng gubat? He is well known for his candid and hilarious writing style, frequently highlighting Filipino customs. Is it A, Nick Joaquin? Is it letter D, Roberto Babcom? Or letter C, Peter Solis Neri? Yes, Miss Janine.
Letter B.
Yes, let us see if you are correct. Yes, you are correct. It is Roberto Babcom. For the next picture, she is another Iloilo pride, having authored award-winning compilations of poetry in English and Cebuano, including Summation, oral narratives of Leyte and Sa Atong Gila, and Introduction to Visayan Literature, for which she received the 2016 and 27 National Book Awards and the Carlos Palanca Awards. Letter A, is it Myrna Piana Reyes? Letter B, is it Lualahati, Torres Bautista? Or letter C, Marley Alunan? Yes, yes, Miss Martinez.
Letter C, Miss Marley Aluna.
B, sir.
Okay, let's see if you are correct, Miss Janine. So the correct answer is Peter Solis Neris. So thank you so much for your great participation. Um, okay, thank you so much. And I will be announcing the winner of our um, motivational activity, and she is Miss Janine Rose Villena. Thank you um, for your participation. You got a highest score, and your reward will be sent in secret. It's just a secret, Muna. So let's proceed to our objectives of our discussion. So at the end of this lesson, you students should be able to first recognize the canonical writers from various regions. B. Identify sample texts and authors from various locations using oral history research. Letter C. Identify representative works of 21st century literature from one's own region or province. And lastly, create a creative portrayal of a literary work by utilizing multimedia talents. So here is the topic for today. It is called the canonical authors from the region. So before we proceed, guys, do you know or any thoughts about canonical authors? Anyone? Okay, if you don't have, so let me present to you. So what is canonical? Miss Martinez, can you please read the two bullets?
Okay, sir. According to the Oxford definition, canonical refers to anything recognized in a list of authentic holy writings. It derives from the root term canon, which refers to a universally acknowledged norm, criterion, or guideline for judging anything.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Martinez. So it is stated here, so it is according to the Oxford definition that canonical refers to anything recognized in a list of authentic holy writings. So in other literature, or in our article, according to Esther Lombargani, 2019 in fiction and literature, the canon is a collection of works considered representative of a period or genre. The collected works of, like for example, William Shakespeare, for instance, would be part of the canon of Western literature, since his writing style has had a significant impact on nearly all aspects of that genre. So when we talk about canonical, it is something like that author is particularly using that literary piece in a particular place, like a region, and using a particular genre that he or she is into it. So there are many teachers and schools rely on the canon to teach students about literature. So it's crucial that it includes works that are representative of society, providing a snapshot of a given point in time. So this, of course, has led to many disputes among literary scholars over the years. Arguments about which works are worthy of further examination and study are likely to continue as cultural norms more shift and evolve. So By studying canonical works of the past, we gain a new appreciation for them from a modern perspective. So here, the next one is what is canonical authors. Can you please read the first bullet, please, Janine?
Canonical authors. These are highly regarded and renowned writers whose published works have made significant contributions to the real language of
Okay, thank you. So I just stated here that canonical, it was combined with the authors, which means the canonical authors. These are highly regarded and renowned writers whose published works have made significant contribution to the realm of literature. So these are the canonical authors that integrate so much literary piece or works to contribute to the realm of literature, not only on the region, in the specific region, but in the whole country, not only here in the Philippines, but also in the other country. So, canonical authors, the contribution of the canonical Filipino writers brought a big influence to the development of the Philippine literature, for they put their hearts and some values regarding to the works that was shortly introduced and trash the heart of the readers for some personal explained reasons. So authors are not just writing because they want to write. They write because they value the literature. They value the issues that come up with the here in our country, not just only here in the country, but in their places, specific issues, specific problems that could be able to make a literary piece, you could be able to make a poem, you could be able to make a story regarding art. Is it a fiction or non-fiction? So it depends on the author or the artist or how he or she able to make a story or to make a literary piece. So mostly all of the Philippines canonical authors' works are delineating or the hardships, or they're integrating the hardships, the discrimination, and the battle of Filipinos to acquire the longing of freedom. Because as we have looked for the past, many Filipinos are um, like facing so much discrimination, so much belittled. They belittled. They experience criticism, or they also they fear of different colonization that arise here in our country. So quite a few canonical also author also been enlisted and awarded as a national artist for literature. So and their names have been a big name here in the Philippines, just but also not just but here in the Philippines, but also in the whole world because of their outstanding and well appreciated intellectual cognizance about art and literary. So so any questions regarding what is canonical or what is canonical authors, guys?
None so far.
Thank you so much, Itnan. So let's proceed to the next slide. So here in the Philippines, there are three island groups of the Philippines, namely Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So let's begin with the first island. Can you please read the first description, Ms. Christelle?
When the island group of Luzon is mentioned, it is unsurprising that the primary language connected with it is Tagalog. Indeed, most works of literature in Luzon are written in this language, which originated the phrase Tagalog literature and blossomed during the Japanese rule, when English was tightly prohibited. In particular, most Tagalog literature originates in southern Luzon, central Luzon, and the National Capital Region or Metro Manila.
Thank you so much, Ms. Crystal and Adwa. So as it's stated here, in the island of Luzon, there are many of literary works that is written in Tagalog. So why is it written in Tagalog? So during the Japanese era prohibited the Filipino citizen to use English language as a medium of communication because as the colonization of the American colonization and the colonization of the Japan, it became a controversial here in the Philippines. So they prohibited the use of English as a medium of communication, English as a written, and or making a literary piece. So they advise or they encourage the Filipino citizens to use their own language, which is the Tagalog. So after that, there are many different writers who wrote different literary works regarding what is the issue that arise here in the Philippines and what are the problems and also what are the significant value of the happenings that surrounds here in our environment. So they make a story regarding with like elemental sorry like elements regarding with different methodological elements here in the Philippines. They wrote, some authors are writing about romance, love romance. Some writers also like make write a story or a literary piece regarding with the issue of the here in our country, but into a poem or into a story that could not directly point it out, but it uses some flowery words that would enable us to penetrate what is beyond with that story. So that is the first the presented literary works in the Luzon. So let's go to the Visayas. So Miss who wants to read the first? I want to read the description here in Visayas. Okay, Miss Janine.
It is the past time to restore those fragments in the voices of our poets and storytellers in their native tongues. By Sugpo stated. Next, sir.
Yes.
Numerous critics regard Visayan literature as the birthplace of hybrid forms, particularly in the Romance novels, where old patterns such as corrido are combined with modern trends and genres, most of which portray socioeconomic concerns. These hybrid forms are vibrant with indigenous hues that prominently displays Visayan customs and traditions. However, according to Subu, a breadth of venues for publication impinges the blossoming of fiction on this island.
Thank you, Miss Janine. So here in the Science, there are different literary works that integrate. They are into like romance novels where mainly Visayan like they are using they express their love through song. They express their love through a poem. They express a love through a narrative letter, and also the demand for writing in one language has been a relying call for several writers from various regions in their fight for recognition of regional and indigenous languages here in Visayas. So and also it stated here that there are numerous critics regard design literature as the birthplace of hybrid forms. They become hybrid forms because they integrate so much effort, so much literary piece that to able to the readers to penetrate so much emotions regarding what literary piece those Visayan writers or artists wrote, and also most of which of them are portray such socioeconomic concerns because in the Visayan there are facing so much discrimination, especially way back past years, because as Visayans are not, they are not capable of doing like anything. They are just they are not like they are lack of knowledge about different various of contexts regarding with the literature, but they don't take that negatively, but instead they take that as positively, and they build their own confidence. And as time goes by, they they let people, or they show people what they can do. They show people what they can offer, not only to the region, to their place, but also to the whole region and the whole world, that they could able to penetrate, or they could able to integrate so much literary works. So it is become a more significantly sufficient regarding with their literary works. So this is very a useful information that could able to the readers penetrate what they have read. So the next one is the Mindanao. So can you please read it, Miss Princess?
Mindanao's population is separated into three distinct groups: Christian settlers, Moro, and Lumans. Most literary works on this island are oral, including epics, folk stories, and folk poetry. According to Santos 2009, Mindanao literature has its specific terrain different from Luzon and the Visayas, and defined by its particular history and tri-people identity.
Thank you, Miss Princess Martinez. So it is stated here in the Mindanao's population, there are three distinct groups, which is namely Christian settlers, Moro, and Lumans. So when we talk about Christian settlers, there are Christians who are settle with they are integrating what their beliefs into the people of the Mindanaos. And though the Mindanao's people are not into like they are into like they are into Muslim, so they have different cultures and beliefs regarding with how to deal or how to believe in God. So it is very big debate those um in those days. Up to now, it's still the Christian sectors is still indulging in the Mindanao's place. So the next one is tomorrow. So the Moro is denotes a political identity distinct to the Islamized people of Mindanao and Sulu. The Spanish colonizers originally used the term for peoples of Mindanao who share the religion of the Moros, who, excuse me, who had once colonized by the Spain or the Spaniards. The term Moro was used in the same derogatory way as the epithet of Indio for Filipinos whom they converted to Christianity. So I know that some of you familiar with the Indio movie. Are you familiar with the Indio movie, guys? It is a Filipino. But actually, it is not a movie. It is I think it's a drama. It's a mythical drama talking about the Indio people. Like they are being colonized, but um, due to they believe that they could able to fight, they fight for what is right. So, are you familiar with the Indian I mean the drama, Philippine?
No, sir.
Oh, so I suggest to will watch that movie. I bet Philippine drama. It's so nice. It has a lot of morals and values regarding what happens in our country. What happened? There are different. Also, there it involves a fantasy. It's a fantasy drama that there's a lot of gods and goddesses of here in the Philippines. So the next one is the Lumads. So the Lumads are it's a Cebuano, a Visayan term meaning that native or indigenous. For more than two or decade, it has been used to refer to the groups indigenous to Mindanao, who are neither Muslim nor Christian. So there are 18 Lumads interlinguistic groups. So namely, Eta, Babugo, Banwaon, Bilaan, Bukidnon, Bibabawon, Higaynon, Mamanwa, Mangguwangan, Manubo, Mansaka, Subanol, Tagakaulo, Isadar, Kibali, Sidoray, and Ubo. So at the big, so before it happens at the beginning of the 20th century, the Lumuds controlled an area which now covers 17 of Mindanao's 24 provinces. But by the 1980 census, they constructed or they constituted less than 6% of the population of Mindanao and Sulu. So it has a heavy migration to Mindanao of Visayas, spurred by government-sponsored resettlement programs. So there are a lot of because the Visayas and Mindanao people are using the same dialect, which is they're using Visaya, but they have different intonation, the diction, the I mean the tone. They differ from that, but the dialect that we use is the same. So as it is very spontaneous, it is very big to both the islands. So some of the Mindanao's people are they are separatedly go to other region which is in the Visayas. So as the government sponsored resettlement, so it set a resettlement program, so it encourage people to to change their to their place, to change their place into another place, not changing their identity, but they're just transferring to another place. So um, that turned the Lumats into minorities. So the Bukidnon province, our population grew at 63. I think it is 63,470 in 1948 to 1940 to 1950. So the indigenous cultural communities or the ICCC in the Philippines are believed to make up about 10% of the in, in, in national population, also known as the aspharal minorities. They had been pushed to the mountains and forests by lowlanders ever since towns and cities were built. So it is so sad that some of the people in the Lumad, especially in Lumad people, were thrown to the forest for some reasons that they could able not to able to build a house because of the economy that has rise. There are a lot of buildings that were built, and by that they were forced to transfer their place that they could able us to them. They mean that to live a normal livelihood. So that's it for the Mindanao. So when you talk about literary work, it is very different. It is very unique because it has lots of like they are into religious. They are into more like a very serious literary piece, something like that. So they are into like Muslims traditions and beliefs that they integrated on that literary work. So um, humans have a traditional concept of land ownership also based on what their communities consider as ancestral territories. Because as far as I know, people there has like their ancestors have put their what do you call this places they could able to live there. Their belongings could use it because they believe that their ancestors will be the one who will guide them to have a better place, to have a better life, to have a better family. So that's why they share their ancestor rather share what they have to their future to their generation um, family or blood related. So um, I think we have only less than 1 minute. So I think guys we should stop here and then we will be back again. So I so don't leave guys ha. We will back. Okay. Okay. So but before
Okay.
so before that before the 1 minute will be ended. So let me continue the presentation. So there are some writers across the region and their popular works. So the writers across the regions and their popular works are here. In Luzon, there are 16 recognized national artists from Luzon. So in the national capital, so hi again everyone. So thank you for waiting me. So again, so let's continue our discussion. So first, let me present my window, my slide brother.
Sorry.
Okay, let's continue our discussion. So is there anyone who raised their hands? Okay. So let's continue. So um in Luzon, there are 16 recognized national artists from, I think someone who opened their mic. So there are 16 recognized national artists from Luzon. So in the National Capital Region, which is the ACR, we are the recognized national artists, which is Amado V. Hernandez, Jose Garcia Villa, Nick Joaquin. I know that you are familiar with Nick Joaquin, Carlos Piramoyo, Francisco Arceliana, Rolando Estinio, Levi Cutsilirio, Carlos Quirino, Alejandro R. Rosas, and Cirilo F. Bautista. For the national artists from the other regions, here is the Lazaro Francisco from Bataan, Virgilio S. Almaria from Bulacan for Region 3, and VM Gonzalez for Romblon for Region 4, Dimi Maropa, and for F. Chanel Hossi for Pangasinan for Region 1, and Adeth L. Chempo from Nueva Vizcaya for Region 2, and Dr. Bienvenido Lombera. So here, can you please read it, Miss Janine?
Dualhati Torres Bautista. She was recognized as a contemporary writer of Tagalog fiction. This prominent Filipino female novelist from Tondo, Manila, is also well known for her screenwriting profession, with film adaptation of several of her works, including Dekada 70 and Bata Bata, Paano Ka Ginawa?
Thank you, Miss Janine. So Luwalhati Torres Bautista is one of the prominent national artists here in the Philippines. So as it's stated here, she was recognized as a contemporary writer of Tagalog fiction. She is a prominent Filipino female novelist from Tondo, Manila, and also known for her screening profession. So one of her work is the Dekada 70. So the Dekada 70 is the story family caught in the middle of the tumultuous decade of the 1970s. If I remember the details, how middle class families struggled with and faced the changes that empowered Filipino to rise again the Marcos government, because as there are a lot of Filipino citizens were victims of the Marcoses, and by that they experienced so much tragic happenings, and it is a proclamation of martial law and random arrest of political prisoners, and prisoners of the Marcos regime made people become more they want to fight for what is right. They are doing for the good, for the betterment of the for our nations, and also it it presents Philippine history. Its appeal lies in the evolution of its characters. So the next one is Bata Bata Paano Ka Ginawa. So this story is known as it is a Leia story. So it is a novel written in Filipino by the female writer is Walhati Bautista. So this novel is about a role of a woman, like it is like its author. So with Filipino society, wherein the males here in the Philippines, we have in the past they believe that man can do everything where women cannot do. They're only in the house doing like household chores. They will be the one who will take care of their child. They will be doing the household. They're just cooking. A female, typical female doing. So in this story, it integrates the woman is just not a woman. They are capable of what they can do. If what men can do, they could able to do it. So the translation of the title is literally a child. How were you made? So although figuratively, actually surpasses its allusion or reference to the process of reproduction through the revelation of its true symbolic question message. And in a period in the past, like Philippine women normally simply follow the walls and rooms um, of their husband, and whom male members of society is the only who has the voice to speak regarding with the family issue. So women just particularly like following their husbands. They're just only at the back of their husband. So the role of a woman will just act upon the role as mothers who perform household chores, as I've said a while ago. So based on the previous customs, get involved with subject matters and discussions about livelihood and political issues. Women are not included in that state and that situation. Um, they are not like they are not integrated by men to speak about political issues, about livelihood, about any discussions regarding with political. So the reason is they are not capable because they are women, they are vulnerable. So like they are not a warrior, or they're just typical women. So they were given a place where the complaints regarding women rights could be heard, and that it integrates on that story, as well as their concept about life and livelihood, earning them a voice within and outside the boundaries of this is the subject discussed and revealed by Ruwalhati Bautista's story, which is Bata Bata Paano Ka Ginawa. So the next one is Roberto Babong. Can you please, before we proceed, guys, to the next author, do you have any clarification questions regarding to this matter?
None, sir.
If none, then let's proceed to the another slide. Thank you so much, Ms. Janine. So this author, he is well known for his candid and hilarious writing style, frequently highlighting Filipino custom, and he is the author of several um, best-selling books, including ABNKK, BSNLT Ako, Bakit Baligtad Magbasa ng Libro ang Mga Pilipino, ang Alamat ng Gubat. So Robert Babong, who created Babong sayings, are just screen names of a Filipino author who uses colloquial Tagalog language to create humorous and reflective characterization of the life of the Filipino. So his work is very related to the issues here in our country about discrimination, the irony of the government officials, what they have done of what they have integrated to the life of the Filipino citizens, or also um, this most of his works are like a typical life of the Filipino people, what they have experienced, what they have what we have seen in our environment here in our country. So here is the works of Mr. Roberto Babam, which is Bakit Baliktad ang Magbasa ng Libro ang Mga Pilipino, and ABNK, KBS, and a PLA ako, Alamat ng Gubat. For the his work, which is the ABNSSB, it is an autobiography detailing author Babang's school's days. So it is from his experience on his first day of primary school to his disastrous university experience, and culminating with his entry into education sector himself. So as a teacher. So the book is rated in Tagalog. So the language of the Philippine Islands, the autobiography's long title is meant to be read phonetically as the ABNKK as aba nakakabasa na pala ako. So that's how you will read the ABNKK. So meaning to say, which is related to an English that wow, I can actually read now. So Babang is very a very unique, has some unique imaginative, no, it's not imaginative, has a content or concept about making stories about a connection with the literary that worked with him, with the experience that he had. So in this, it's told that through a series of numerous anecdotes focusing on four phases: primary school, high school, university, and his adult working life. So Tong is be founded by his introduction to a chaotic. So Filipino public school at age 5 and deeply scared of terrifying, which like first primary teachers, so it who made a habit of physically lashing out at misbehaving students. So it tells about the experiences of the students wherein some of the teachers are into like they are not in the way of teaching are not they discipline their students not in a way of like a saying or putting some word of encouragement, but they put a very they physically hit their students for able to be disciplined, and it's not a good. So it highlighted that in that story. So he decides to it integrates on that story. So on the alamat ng gubat is that I mean in the bakit baliktad magbasa ng libro. So it is that it 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 tells the story of it is not literally bakit baliktad magbasa ng libro ang mga Pilipino, but it tells about how ironic some of the Filipinos are because of the discriminations that was experienced by most of the Filipino people. So it becomes an irony. So it presents the discrimination that it experienced, the racism, how some Filipino people able to not to produce so much knowledge about a particular content, then they will be judged by those people who are uneducated. So it is very so sad that those people who are educated are the one who discriminated those people who are less fortunate because they are not able to go to school because of financial matters, and also they want to help with their family. So instead of like encouraging them to do so or to make them a living, they belittle or they discriminate those people. So it highlights on that story. So the alamat ng gubat. So another story of the alamat ng gubat is that it tells of the story that there are different animals In different animals, there are different attitude or personality, which is um, there are some like there are some like matapang, there are some like wise when it comes to dealing with people. So it is just like it tells Babong tells to the readers that what is in the story of the what happens in the story, like those animals' personality and attitude, it reflects to the Filipino citizens, not only to the Filipino citizens, but especially to the to the government officials that they are using the Filipino citizens for their own for their own self satisfaction. There is some like like they are just getting the money and then they will just like maghugas lang pag tapos na, something like that. So it is not very applicable or it is not so nice when especially you are a model. Kasi, di ba, you are in a uh, in a in a state of a political official. So you must integrate so much help situation to the Filipino citizens by providing such um, like for providing such platforms regarding of how we able um, to to not suffer regarding with the hunger or the poverty, dealing with that populations or over populations. Or you could also build like mini houses for those people who have no house or who have no home. So instead of doing something like um, corrupting of the money of the nation. So why instead of doing that, so they should able to focus on what they have um, what are their responsibilities, something like that. What are their duties serving people, something like that. So another is here in the Visayas. There are also um, artists are um, here the national artist from Visayas. So first is Rizal Beam Harris. She is an essayist and literary historian from Cebu. And next one is Ramon Almuzunes, a novelist from Iloilo province. So here it is Peter Solis Neri. So can you please read the first the description, Miss Princess?
The Iloilo native Hiligaynon Pride is a multi-award-winning Filipino poet, fiction writer, and author of numerous books. He is the bearer of many accolades from the Carlos Palanca Memorial Awards for Literature, the Cultural Center of the Philippines (CCP) Literary Grant, and the National Commission for Culture and the Arts All Western Visayas Literary Contest (NCCA).
Okay, thank you, Miss Princess. So it's stated here that Peter Solis Neri is an Iloilo native Hiligaynon Pride, and he has lot of award um, that receives and leading Filipino poet, fiction writer, and author of numerous books. So one of his books and one of his literary works that is stated is Love in the Time of the Bakunawa. So it is Peter Solis Neri's first novel in English. So it is his first full-length, sorry, I don't have the voice. So film as a writer, producer, and director. So it is the story of a loveless and struggling artist who comes home to an island only to realize that the island summer festival attraction that his grandmother created may yet provide the perfect background for finding his own success in love and career. So it really this artist is really amazing. It has a lot of values, morals, and you can able to penetrate or integrate so much learning with that. So this the love in the time of the Bakunawa, and the next one is the Juveta Fuentes, which is this story is that it is the passion of Juventa Fuentes. It is a drama by Peter Sarisnewi. It captures the powerful sweep of political transformation that created the modern Philippines nation during the first half of the 20th century. So from the lives of well-known figures, um, Maestra Jubeta Fuentes and President Manuel Rojas, who played the important roles in Philippine history. So this author has woven a grand saga of love and betrayal in a time of social upheaval, step in the grand door of the struggle of colonial people of independence. So the passion of Jubeta Fuentes at the core of it is a tragic story of lovers trapped into the conventions of a country that has failed to keep up with the forward march of society. So, before we proceed to another slide, do you have any clarification questions regarding with some of the authors, particularly with these highlighted people that I presented to you guys?
Or nothing.
Answer.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's proceed to the next author. So Merly Alunan. So she's another Iloilo Pride, having authored award-winning compilation of poetry in English and Cebuano. So including summation, so oral narratives of Liti and sa Atong Dila, an introduction to Bisaya literature, for which she received the 2016 and 2017 National Book Awards and the Carlos Palanca Awards. So here are her work, which is The Heartstone Sacred Tree and The Tales of the Spider Woman. So The Tales of the Spider Woman, it is an award-winning Filipino. It was awarded, and this story it penetrates the masterful style and use of contemporary English is showcased on this story. She's into she writes, or she loves to write poems. So the poet shares very various personal evoke through one woven image after another. So the collection is divided into 6 parts, each telling magnificently portrayal, experiences, and ideals created by the poet using medium. So it was called like the Tales of the Spider Woman because it has lot of stories, or it has lot of poems that was been compiled. So the importance of this is that it requires a mastery of the poetic medium, and it has a style. It is exemplary employment of contemporary English as organization and an excellent harmony of themes as an appliance of the poetic insight. So the next one is that it has an idealistic online teaching um, that enables to the readers what the author tries to convey, especially the Hearthstone Sacred Tree. So those are the literary works with which presented by Miss Marley Alunan. So the next one is the Here in Mindanao. So the author is Anthony Altan. He was born in Tiasi, Sulu, and his writing have appeared in periodicals, journals, and anthologies both locally and internationally. So Anthony Altan, his works are Nights in Mudas, Seascape in Mudas, Living Mudas. So his works are like a poem that it tells about his place in Solo, and what are the issues, what are the problems that might arise on his place. So it tells all his poems regarding of that. And then next one is Myrna Pina Reyes. So anyone can read the description of Myrna Pina Reyes? Yes, Miss Janine, can you please read it?
Mirna Peña Reyes. This Cagayan de Oro poet is the laureate of an Oregon Literary Fellowship in Poetry. Among her published works are Memories, Mercy, New and Selected Poems, and the University of the Philippines Press 2015 Almost Home Poems, University of the Philippines Press, 2004, and The River Singing Stone in the University of the Philippines Press, 2004 until 1994.
Thank you so much, Miss Janine. So as far as I've known, Miss Mira Pinarias, she became a teacher in Silliman University, which is the province of Negros Oriental in Dumaguete City. And this Sagayano, the Ora Poet, is the laureate of an Origin Literary Fellowship in Poetry. So she received a lot of awards regarding of her works. So she's into poems also. She wrote different poems regarding with the issues, not only here in the Philippines, but with the regards of the experiences that many Filipinos had experienced. So um, her works were very significant towards the readers. Also, it is very important, and it values how she integrates, how she able to cope, how she able to connect those stories or the poem content or the context and its flows regarding to the issues that arise here, not only in our country but also specifically on her place regarding of how the issues is able to spread and how it helps, how it presents negative and positive situations. So in this Filipino writer has almost lot of awards that was given, especially her works of new and selected poems in the University of the Philippines Press 2015, and she also received a another award, which is which she received in her literary work, which is The River Singing Stone in the University of the Philippines Press 2004. So um, the canonical authors and their works were presented. So on the next slide, here are the generalization. So what is canonical and canonical authors? What are some writers across the region and their popular works? And our understanding about the topic. So let's go back to the first to the previous slide for the what is canonical. So again, when we talk about canonical, so it presents according to the Oxford definition, it presents canonical recognized is in a list of authentic holy writings. So canonical meaning to say that it integrates or it penetrates fiction of literature. The canon is the collection of work considered representative of a period or genre. So, for example, Nick Joaquin, he is a Filipino writer. So his genre is, for example, non-fiction or fiction. So it only focuses on that genre, and also it values the costumes and what beliefs that might arise on that story. So that is what we mean by what the meaning of the canonical. So another one when we talk about what is canonical authors, again this is our highly regarded and renowned writers who published works have made significant contribution to the realm of the literature. So there are the famous national artists who contributes who made a lot of works regarding with literature and made a significant substantial values regarding with the literary here in the Philippines. So that is the canonical and the canonical authors. And for some writers, so for writers across the region and their popular works, so those are Merlani. Let's go back to the previous. So again, this Luwalhati Torres Bautista, her work are Dekada 70 and Bata Bata, Paano Ka Ginawa. Next one is Roberto Babong, his work is Bakit Baliktad Magbasa ng Libro ang Mga Pilipino. And ako ay nakapagbasa na pala ako at Alamat ng Gubat for the Visayas. Mr. Peter Norris Mary, his work is Love in the Time of the Bakunawa and Jubita Fuentes. Next is Marily Alunan, her work ay Heartstone Sacred Tree, Tales of the Spider of Women. So in the Mindanao, Anthony Altan, his work is more on poem, which is regarded, presented on his hometown, which is it involves the nights in Modas, his escape in Modas, living in Modas. So Marina Pina Reyes, her work also are derived in a poem, like she wrote it and reflected on the experiences of what Filipino citizens have experienced. So that is for the generalization. For the assessment, guys, so I want you to choose an author from the Philippine region. Make a list of as many as possible. I indicate one literary work each author. It is suggested that their profile is available on the internet so that further information about the existence and works of literature can be cleaned, ensure the writers' full names and the region to which they belong. So I want you to list as many as possible, like authors, and also list also their works, literary works, complete name and the region itself. So for the next one is, I want you to choose those enlisted Filipino writers and their works. I want you to choose only 3 Filipino national artists or writers, and then provide also their indicated literary works. And you will be presented it by following the format specified below. So which first is the title of that of the literary work, who is the author of that literary work, what genre of that literary is, and where is the region. So after that, I will be asking you the literary work, what is it all about, or what is that all about of that literary work, and why do you like it. So I will be giving you 5 minutes to search on that. So ready, guys? So wait, I'll be back. I will be sending another link for you guys. So I'll be stopping this for a minute. So okay, just wait, guys. So hello, guys. So ayun, welcome back. So since we have limited time, so I want you guys to group yourself. So you will be like your will be presenting your work. So who will be the one to present?
Me, sir.
Okay, so, okay, Miss Jeline, can you please unmute yourself and present your work? Your sir.
The first author that I choose is Jose Rizal, and the book that I chose is Noli Me Tangere, and the genre is fiction. Region is NCR. And what I like about this book is I like fiction book, and I'm interested of the works of our national hero, which is Jose Rizal. And the second, the short description is the storyline goes detailed with the society of the Philippines during Spanish colonial period and features aristocracy behind poverty and abuse of colonialists. And the second author, Bob Ong, the work of Bob Ong that I choose is Bakit Baliktad Magbasa ang Mga Pilipino. And the genre of his book is humor. And it is region 2. What I like about his work is I like humor books. And the third author that I chose is Nick Joaquin. And the work of Nick Joaquin that I choose is A Question of Heroes. And his genre is biography, and it is region 2. And what I like about his work is I once write a biography and I kind of like it. And the short description is through his critical essays on 10 key figures in Philippine history, Nick Joaquin provides a fresh point of view on Philippine heroes and their role in the Philippine Revolutionary Tradition. That's it po, sir.
Wow, very good, Janine, and your group. So I really appreciate your efforts, guys. I really appreciate your participation for today's discussion. And I hope you enjoy our discussion. But before we ended our discussion, so um, let me present to you your application. So this will be done in your home. So um, the same group with your assessment. So I want you to make a video introduction of popular and emerging literary writers from your region. So include the following information: personal details such as name, date, and place of birth, sample works with excerpts, awards of any, language, genre, style, photos. Limit the video to a maximum of 5 minutes and then complete with all the elements that will make it interesting to you. Seek approval to upload from your teacher. So ask at least 10 viewers to evaluate your content and presentation. Then you will submit the evaluation results to your teacher. So you just submit the link through Google Drive. Google Drive, I will be sending the the file to the GCR so you will be able to set it there. So for the last is the post test. So here is that um, in the pre-test, the answers or the questions will be the same. I'm so, I'm so sorry. I'm not feeling well. I am not really feeling well now, guys. So first is I want take time to read and analyze the questions carefully. Choose the letter that corresponds to the correct answer. So again, what is meant by the term canonical author? Is it A, authors that are mainly concerned about the topic war? B, authors who are not recognized? C, writers during the colonial period? Or D, highly respected literary authors? Who wants to answer? Who wants to answer?
Letter D, sir.
Yes, very good, Janine. It's letter D. It's highly respected literary authors. The next one is how many regions do the Philippines have? A, 14 regions, B, 7 regions, C, 17 regions, or letter D, 10 regions.
A, sir.
Thank you for answering, Janine, but it is 17, letter C, 17 regions. For the next one is this island were literature as the birthplace of hybrid forms, particularly in the Romance novels, where old patterns such as corrido are combined with modern trends and genres, most of which portray socio-economic concerns. So what island is this? Is it Luzon? Is it Cebu? Is it Visayas? Or is it Mindanao?
Is it CvSU-CCC?
Yes, you are correct, Miss Martinez. For number 4, who is the notable and award-winning works are the poetry collection O Manhuna Gugma, or yung Love of Plural Folks, The Iligay na Shorten de Rio, and the screenplay Boyong. Is it Jose Garcia Villa? Is it Ramon Almozones? Is it Peter Solis Neri? Or is it Bertolio Almario? Who wants to answer, guys?
B, sir.
What is it again?
D, sir.
Thank you for answering, Janine, but I think it is letter C, Peter Soles Neri. But thank you again for your answer, Miss Janine. So for the last one is, what type of literature is most prominent in the Visayas? Is it nonfiction? Is it poetry? Is it drama? Or is it novels?
So it is novels.
Yes, you are correct, Miss Princess. So again, thank you for your participation, guys. I really commend your greatest performance for today's discussion. You really you really did not disappoint me. You really give your efforts to participate. So we have consumed a lot of time, but you still here managed to be with me and able to have a discussion thoughtfully given to you guys. So thank you for listening. Thank you for participating. So don't hesitate to ask any questions. If you have any questions regarding with this discussion, you can ask me, or if you have any clarification, you can clarify it to me. So Amy,
Thank you, sir.
Bye po, sir. Thank you po.
thank you guys, thank you Miss,
Thank you, sir. Have a good day po.
thank you Miss Crystal Ann, thank you Miss Janine Rose. You can turn on your camera if you want to, guys.